Well, this is the fruit that I want you to pay attention to. Everyone, I recently stumbled upon a fascinating meta-analysis. Not just my experience or your experience or the third party or fifth party or whoever, right? But they looked at all the studies on real people and explained why berries are top-notch fruits for diabetics. Well, it's not just about the blood sugars, right? We are also going to put some insights into their analysis, which is mind-blowing. So I'm excited to share these discoveries today because I promise this is going to be worth your time before you dive into a bowl of berries. So listen up. I'll break down the science in a simple, relatable way. So it's not going to be boring, I promise. Let's talk about the wonders of berries. Some of you already know. Some of you never heard of it before, but these gems are, first of all, low in calories and carbs, right? We already know that. Packed with a lot of fibers and polyphenols, vitamins like C and E. Now, you enjoy them fresh, frozen, or dried, however you want. Here in the US, people love cranberries, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries, especially in the summer, right? So it's full of vitamin C and manganese. Blueberries and blackberries have vitamin K and fiber. Remember, vitamin K is very important for your bones. And the cool thing about the berries also, their vibrant colors tell something about them, which is polyphenols. It's a huge nutritional powerhouse. Now, blueberries might have fewer anthocyanins than bilberries, but it's okay. Now, how you process yourself also matters. Now, for example, frozen berries could lose some benefits, but freeze drying tends to keep their goodness intact. So organic farming is another topic that makes a big difference, because with the organic berries you are going to have a lot richer phenolic content and you're not going to get the pesticides, right? Which kind of defeats the purpose. Now, berries are not just tasty, unless you have such a sweet tooth and you can't taste berries anymore, which that's why we always tell people stop sugar, so you can really taste the real sweetness in real whole foods, right? But actually, they are a little bit sweet, but they still help with the blood sugar regulation. How? Well, they work by influencing gut hormones and slowing down the sugar spikes. For example, a Swedish study found that adding bilberries to a fermented oatmeal drink significantly lowered insulin after meals. Now, here's a fascinating bit there. Berries might also help control your hunger. How? Well, polyphenols and resveratrol in there could induce brain chemicals to help reduce the appetite, such as GLP-1s. This makes these hormones so appealing, especially if you have obesity or insulin resistance issues. Now, research by Toronen and his friends showed that eating a mix of berries can reduce blood sugar spikes even after eating carbs, which we're not recommending high carb consumption. But if you incorporate berries, for example, in your salads, sometimes some people will say, hey, even salad will spike my blood sugar. Well, guess what? If you had some berries in there, could have been much better for the blood sugar regulation. What else you are getting from incorporating berries to your diet? Well, it's not about the blood sugars always, right? You also have to reduce the oxidative stress and inflammation, which you have a ton when you have diabetes. This colorful, nutrient-packed snacks day or night is okay. You know, if you're someone who are looking for a snack after dinner, before dinner, whatever, that should be your go-to. And maybe some with walnuts is gonna go great, right? Some cheese if you wanna make it even more like spiced up. But some studies suggest that fermented blueberry juice, and we always talk about the fermentation and why, right? So the question is, why is the doctor talking about this? Well, the fermentation creates all these beneficial microorganisms that helps your gut. That's why in our kidney support, SugarMD kidney support, we have a lot of probiotics. In our new V Happy, which is a vaginal probiotic, we have a ton of probiotics there. And you can have similar probiotics actually in your food, right? In those fermented juices are a great way to do that. Kombucha, for example, is a great way to do that. That's why when you ferment blueberries, for example, and make a juice out of that, or fermented juice, it becomes a lot more beneficial. But in this study, they looked at the obese mice, and they showed their better sugar response and insulin sensitivity after just 4 weeks of daily fermented blueberry juice. Now, you're not a mice, right? You're not a rat either. But here's the thing. We use those animals as a good understanding of what's happening or what could happen in human beings as well. Believe it or not, a lot of drugs that you're using for diabetes, when they are trying them on rats, it kills them. Well, okay, you're not a rat, but it's not great that they're killing rats either, right? So those are the things that gives us an idea how strong something is or how beneficial or harmful something is. Sometimes extrapolate that data to humans, but when it comes to medications, they have to test on human beings as well. And if not that many people killed, FDA will say, you know what, benefits is more than the risk, so go ahead, I'll give you the approval. It's not that simple, obviously, but I'm just trying to give you a little understanding of, FDA approval does not mean that something is harmless, so you still have to pay attention to all the side effects. Now, potential benefits of, like we talked about, cranberries, blackberries, blueberries, strawberries, they are all great in improving insulin resistance and weight problems. Now, high doses might even help reduce post-meal blood sugar spikes. So if you have a CGM, for example, or a Dexcom or Libre, go ahead and try that, right? You'll see. But also, they may help your cholesterol and reduce the inflammation. And reducing the inflammation and cholesterol means less heart attacks, right? So that's why we always say Mediterranean diet. These are all part of Mediterranean diet. Everything I talk about reduces your cardiovascular risk, and that has been proven. That's the only diet that actually has been proven to reduce the heart attack and stroke. I'm not saying the other diets won't do that. I'm just saying that the Mediterranean diet has a lot of studies to back that up. Back to metabolic syndrome, there are actually randomized trials on blueberries that have shown that it reduced the blood pressure and oxidative stress. Cranberry juice, for example, offers significant antioxidant properties without affecting the blood sugar at all, and is not just about the berries or their juices, but also the compounds they contain, right? It's kind of cool to know their names, like anthocyanins, which is being studied for their potential benefits. And these findings are promising. Well, we need more research, of course. We're not saying this is, going to cure your diabetes or insulin resistance. But given how much fruit juice people are consuming, orange juice and stuff like that, which doesn't have a lot of benefits. But if you think about fermented berry juices for blood sugar, is something that we should probably think about. Now, I'm excited to see where the research goes with this, but I always love to see those natural interventions. And, I'm all for it. I'm always looking for it. That's why I'm trying to pass this information to you. Of course, feel free to ask questions in the comment section below. And talk about raspberries a little bit. We didn't talk about that. I don't want the raspberries to get upset here, right? So they will lower your post-meal insulin and glucose levels, which is again great for type 2 diabetes. You have to be careful about the raspberries. They go bad pretty quick, so you may want to consume them in the next day or two after you buy them. And thankfully they sell in small containers, so you cannot really buy pounds of those berries, which is kind of cool. Exciting news from Iran. Well, this is not a CNN or Fox, so it's not going to be another bombing story. But I'll tell you this, they also have medicine and they do studies too, and they are people too, by the way, So as much as we don't like the Iranian regime, but here's the deal. They did a study and they did freeze-dried strawberries, significantly reduced the A1C and inflammation markers, right? So we'll take that from them. Thank you very much. Now, supplements from bilberries and blackcurrant, we talked about the blackcurrant in this channel before, also help to lower A1C levels. There are other berries that you may never heard of, like barberries or goji berries. They also have been shown to improve the glucose and lipid levels and the blood pressure. Some of them did not affect the A1C, but A1C is not everything, right? Observations suggest that eating berries might actually reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes if you don't have type 2 diabetes. Now, berry extracts can do that as well. So some people who just cannot find berries, cannot buy berries, they don't know how to get it or how to use them, or they don't like them, that's fine. There are a lot of supplements out there that will give you similar benefits, although it's always better to get it in whole foods. For example, there are studies showing how black raspberry extract can lower post-meal glucose and atherosclerosis markers. There are some anthocyanin extracts. Bilberry and blackcurrant extracts can help with the lipid profile. And most importantly, These berries help increase the adiponectin, which is a hormone that helps with the insulin sensitivity. So anthocyanin, remember that word, it is a good potential target for natural diabetes therapies. Cranberry extracts, right? So we have that cranberry extract, for example, in our V Happy formula, which is SugarMD vaginal support, improving the flora in the vagina, which helps prevent or reduce the pesky fungal infections or urinary tract infections, especially people taking all those Jardians and Farxiga nowadays. They're at very high risk for these infections. So anything you can do to keep it nice and clean down there is to your advantage. And probiotics are one of the most important things. And cranberry extract also helps with that when you have diabetes. In a nutshell, adding berries, it could be barberries, blueberries, cranberries, strawberries, raspberries, whatever you like, it's going to help manage your diabetes. So maybe move away from the grapes and welcome the berries into your fruit regime, right? We have to have 7 to 8 servings of vegetables and fruits, and servings are very small amounts, by the way. When we say 7 to 8 servings, we don't mean go get 7 to 8 big bowls of fruits and vegetables. That may actually harm your blood sugars and can make you gain weight. At the end of the day, they also have calories. But if you look at the servings of these things, are actually very small. So if you want to have all of them together in a day, that's fine. If you want to have some at breakfast, some at lunch, some at dinner, that's fine. As long as you have this 7, 8, 9 servings of vegetables and fruits, you're going to stay healthy. There are some reports of even LDL reduction with the berries. So, blood pressure, right? So when we think about diabetes, we're not thinking about just the blood sugar. We want to improve the blood pressure, blood cholesterol, everything, inflammation, you name it. Consuming around 50 to 200 grams of fresh, frozen, or dried berries is quite doable, right? That's what the studies have studied, and in humans can also easily do that. You can add to your smoothies if you don't like to normally eat them, but it is definitely something you can do. You just have to plan it. Now, let's keep learning and sharing our support journey. So write in the comment section how you incorporated the berries into your diet, and we'd like to hear and learn from you. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you later. Hello everyone, thanks for watching. And this year we are announcing for 2025 January start a diabetes reversal program, and we need your input. So go to diabetesreversalformula.com and sign up, be a thought leader, give us your recommendations how to create this program so we can beat diabetes together. See you later.